and welcome to Shiji's Chronicles. So in today's video, I'll be sharing some recent F-1 student visa interview questions and answers with you. So after I made the previous video, some members of this channel reached out and shared their interview experience with me, like the questions they were asked and all the good stuff, including the outcome, so that I could benefit other people out there, because they were like, oh yeah, this first video you made was really beneficial. This is the outcome of my interview, so that's why I'm sharing it now, so that I can share it with others. So I've compiled them, and also make sure to give those people a shout out in the comments. Okay, it requires some special form of boldness to reach out to share your experience. So let's appreciate them. And in case you missed the first video on interview transcripts, make sure to check it out after watching this video. You'll find the link in the video description. And as always, I'll be using fake names and removing pleasantries like good morning, pass me your I-20. And also, for those who might not be aware, VO means visa officer, basically the person conducting the visa interview, because I realized that about 3 people reached out to ask like what VO meant, like after I posted the last transcript video. And before we dive right in, make sure to give this video a thumbs up, okay? Like this video and click that subscribe button if you're watching without subscribing. So let's check out the first interview. So Bob's got approved, yeah, all, which is great news. Congrats once again if you happen to be watching this. He mentioned that his interview time was 9:30 a.m. but they were at the Abuja consulate in Nigeria by 7 a.m. So he got there like super early, and he was among the first set of people to be there. And he went with his dad because he's still a minor. He also mentioned that the 2 people before him got rejected, and that got him like really nervous. But he did some breathing exercises that helped him calm down. And his interview was less than 2 minutes, and he believes he was granted the visa because 1, it showed strong ties to his country, 2, it's proof of funds, and 3, he also kind of thinks that his dressing may have played a part, because he was like, I think in his message to me was like his dressing was so formal. He wore a suit and also wore like anti-blue light glasses, which complemented the old dressing, and most importantly, he was well prepared for any question that they could possibly throw at him. And you could see that in the part where the VO was like, oh, but you said your dad is an NGO worker. And he responded and he was like, oh yeah, the estate management business is a side business. And he did that without being flustered. Responded without being flustered, even though it was being questioned. So yeah, that's Bab's interview, and congrats once again. So let's check out the second interview. Lolo got rejected, y'all. Like Lolo got rejected. Like I feel like this particular interview, like I don't know, it just upped me so much. I was like, why? Like what really happened? So Lolo does not really know why she was rejected. She was just asked 1 question, and that was it. And she thinks that maybe her response showed that she wasn't well prepared for the interview, and then the VO wasn't even ready to give her a second chance, because he literally just asked her 1 question. So I honestly cannot say, because like sometimes you don't even really understand this thing, because it's not really about proof of funds, because she had sufficient funding, like a full tuition and stipend, and a bank statement for the deficit as well. And my theory is that, just like she mentioned, after kind of, she spoke to me about her experience, is that perhaps maybe it was just a response, like maybe he expected her to really answer why that particular university out of other universities, and her response did not really reflect that adequately with her first, like maybe with her first few sentences. It just did not answer that question adequately. So to answer such a question, you want to kind of focus on like maybe the ranking of the institution, if the institution is well ranked in your field or even across the country generally, how the program of the school stands out to you, maybe the diversity of the student body, maybe location of the institution, or maybe even like in terms of maybe like how they really responded to you. Maybe they were quite communicative, like in terms of like the responses, because I've heard of people giving those type of responses of like this school, like they just really stood out to me, because when I sent out an email to them, that they just responded promptly, and they were on top of communication, and it just made me feel welcome. And also, yeah, so I feel like those are kind of points that I could kind of highlight to answer that particular question. But yeah, honestly, like I can't really say, okay, this is exactly what happened, or this is why she wasn't given a visa. But yeah, if she does try again, I wish her the very best on our next interview. Yeah, so on to the next interview.
Looking back at the good times before it all went down, climbed right up on the hillside, a different view of my life. You left me running on and on, but I don't care, would you let me in? You said goodbye like everything's gone, everything that we could have been. But I know you're my liability. Yeah, I know you're my liability.
Okay, yeah, so link got approved. When she reached out to me, she was literally very happy, and her happiness was so contagious, because that day I was even feeling like a bit down, and then she was like, oh yeah. So like that excitement was really contagious. Like literally the way I was feeling, I just threw it away. I'm like, like this is some great news. You gotta be happy for somebody else. So she said that she was a bit nervous like going in, but she did not let that affect her ability to respond to questions. She tried to maintain her composure, and she noted that she watched tons of videos and read various transcripts online and researched about her school, and that helped her create the script she used for the interview. So she made a list of questions, like possible list of questions. She said she literally had like up to 100 questions in different formats. So she literally asked herself, like for instance, she would be like, why did you choose this university? Why did you choose this university out of other universities? Like, she asked herself like variations of like one question. She asked it in different forms, and she had answers for both, because she was like, after reading a lot, she realized that sometimes the responses to these questions, even though they are similar, like you still have to kind of frame it in such a way that you're able to respond adequately to that question if asked. So she thinks she got the visa because she was well prepared, she maintained her composure, and she answered the questions she was asked in a coherent manner. So yeah, congrats to her once again, and she's already here in the US first semester, doing great. So yeah.
Got you
SOJ was approved, and this is exciting news because I remember that before they went for this interview, they reached out and then they were like, hey Shuji, I'm kind of concerned about the outcome of this interview. I don't know like what will happen, you know, all those general like nervousness, or is nervousness a word? I don't even know. All this general anxiety that you kind of feel before going for an interview, regardless of what type of interview it is. So, you know, I just give them some pep talk that yes, you can do this, you know, just to like jazz them up a bit, and help like calm them down. And then I was like, yeah, don't worry, you've got this. So, I mean, the outcome was good. So I'm really excited about that. And SOJ was approved, and he thinks it was approved because he was well prepared for the interview, and you know, he kind of like maintained his composure. He said that even though he was kind of nervous, he did not let that show, at least to him, because he doesn't know what the viewer is thinking, but at least in his mind he's like, yeah, I just maintained my composure and I tried to be calm, even though like few minutes before going in I was shaky. And he said he was also well prepared and coordinated, like with proof for any questions that might have been asked. Like, so literally I have proof for a lot of things. So there you have it, our final interview, people, our final interview for this particular video. And something I would like to say before I end this video, in case you did not notice, is that every single person was asked why this university. And I'm sure they did not have the same visa officers, because, you know, some of them interviewed in Abuja, some of them interviewed in Lagos, like all in Nigeria, right? I'm sure they had different visa officers, but they were all asked why this university. So maybe that's something to keep at the back of your mind and prep for, because you don't know if you'll be asked that question. So you want to be well prepared for that particular question, because I feel like a lot of transcripts I've seen lately, like they keep asking why this university of all universities. So yeah, and also ensure that you're well prepared for your interview. I cannot emphasize this well enough. Being prepared is like key and really, really important. Keep your answers concise and straight to the point, okay? Like, let the first sentence out of your mouth be able to answer the question. If they ask you like why this university, the first sentence that you answer, that comes out of your mouth should be able to kind of like at least answer that question to an extent. Because if you beat around the bush and the person can even pick out like your point or what you're saying, the outcome might not be what you want, right? So yeah, and also like just try to maintain your composure, dress well, because it's really important. First appearances are important. Yes, some people might tell you that dressing does not matter for F-1 visa interviewer. I also think like a lot of times you judge people by their outward appearance, right? So you also want to ensure that you're well dressed. It doesn't have to be super corporate. Like it could be like semi-casual, or you know, just dress well, be presentable, okay? So yeah, that's it for today with just few words of mine, okay? We've come to the end of the video for today, and if you find it helpful, right, make sure to click that like button. It really helps my channel. Don't go without liking this video, okay? Because I don't want to have 1,000 views and then I have 10 likes. No, that's not what we're aiming for. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up, like, and subscribe to my channel if you're watching without subscribing, okay? Till next time, bye.